those pens over everything, y'all. I'm obsessed.
Hi friends, it's Lexie. Thank you for coming to my channel. Those of you that don't know me, I'm a 3rd grade teacher in Georgia. It is currently January 17th. It's a Monday. It's super nasty outside, but gotta make the best of it. We all know how Mondays can be. But I have most definitely found that whenever I kind of have, or I set myself up to have a bad Monday, I just kind of have a bad week. And it's so not worth it for me or for the kids at all. So I am heading to work. It's incredibly gross outside. It's misting rain, it's foggy, it's very just nasty, very nasty outside. So those that are teachers know that when it's nasty outside, that no recess. But I did have a parent donate quite a bit of games, some board games. So we'll see if we'll get those out today, have a little fun, still get some of that energy off. But all in all, my kids normally do good with indoor recess. They always like to watch Wildcats on PBS Kids, that or Odd Squad, or Design Squad, I think is what it's called. If you've never, or if your kids have never watched those, definitely look at them. They're awesome. My kids really enjoy them. But anyways, so we'll see how today goes. I have quite a bit of fun things planned. Well, things I consider to be fun, and I hope my kids do too. So later on when I catch up with you guys, I want to show you everything, and hopefully this week's vlog is a lot more engaging and educational, but just bear with me, please. I'm trying my very best. I literally even have my laptop right there on my, like, on the ground or on my floorboard, because my vlog was supposed to be uploaded yesterday, but it's Monday and it was not uploaded, only because I had to lower the resolution. It was just taking forever. Like, I uploaded it all night last night and it only got to 8%. So my hopes are that I can decrease the quality a little bit. It's still a high quality, fingers crossed. And then I can just get it uploaded sometime today. Not off to a great start, but I promise I'm giving my very best efforts. So I guess I will catch up with you guys in just a little while and I can update you. Hi friends, it is lunchtime. It is currently 12:17. Just dropped my kids off. I'm going to be eating some mac and cheese, but there are two key things that I want to go over and discuss with you today, which are going to be elapsed time. We currently teach in 3rd grade, not only telling time to the nearest minute or to the nearest 5 minutes, but also how to determine elapsed time. So that insists of like how much time has passed, like if there's a start and end time, how much time went by, or if I have a start time and how much time went by, what's my end time. And today I actually introduced how to determine elapsed time with only your time that's passed and your end time when trying to find your start time. And that requires to subtract. And so I started off very small, like with a small group, going over it, and the kids did phenomenal. So that made me happy. But I want to go over, I want to share it with you guys, because when I was in school, I don't even remember doing elapsed time, and I don't know if it's just maybe my school that does it or if your school does it as well. Maybe I could teach you the strategy that we use in hopes that it can maybe help you. I also want to show you the character trait pieces that we did today. The lesson today was in hopes to broaden students' vocabulary, especially when it comes to character traits. I know my 3rd graders aren't the only ones that use, I call them boring words, but like words such as like funny, smart, happy, kind. Like I just say those are boring words, and that 3rd graders use deeper words. And so today I gave my students a list of words, and they had to go around the room and they had to read the word and determine what category it falls under. So later on, after I eat my lunch and things like that, I will show you what that looks like and kind of what it consisted of. I try to take some snippets of some videos of my kids when they were writing, just to show the process of what it looked like. So hopefully that helps. It's an awesome activity. I really enjoyed it, and my kids put it in their reading notebook because later this week they're going to draw a self-portrait of themselves, and they're going to have to define character traits that describe them. So that should be interesting. So we'll see those two things, and then I'm also going to share with you one last thing. Is this short activity I did before Christmas break, but it was with the book Those Shoes when I was introducing it to my students. But yeah, so I'm going to show you the book. So I'm going to show you one last thing. It'll probably be towards the end of the day, but it's in regards to the book Those Shoes, and it's an activity I did with my kids before Christmas break. And it was when I was introducing the book because I knew we'd be using it in character studies and in baby literature or literary essays. And so I wanted to get my students used to the book and the setting, the characters, what was going on in the book. And so I did another activity with it that I created to identify wants and needs of a child, and it was really funny to see what they think their needs and wants are. So I'll share that, or I'll share that with you later, and I will catch up with you then. Okay, so I have a few minutes, and I thought I would go ahead and share with you guys what we did for character traits. So I started off with my kids on the ground, and we talked about things that our characters can say, think, feel, or do, and how that helps us to infer traits about that character. So after we discussed that, students then got a clipboard and a piece of paper. Let me show you what the piece of paper looked like so it makes a little bit more sense. Let me set this up maybe right here. All right, so the worksheet looked like this. So it was separated into smart, funny, brave, and tricky. Okay, well, of course, students, theirs was blank. This is by Kalina Baker. I believe it's the character trait scavenger hunt. So what I did was I used like my little wiki things. I don't know what they're called, but I just stuck them around my room, and I had like these little cards, and I just put them all around my classroom, and students were required to go around and based off of the word like bright, okay, they had to think, okay, bright, if my character is bright, what does that most likely mean? Does that most likely mean that they are smart, funny, brave, or tricky? And they had to infer based off of what they thought that word most likely meant. So I had these words everywhere around my room, and students were to independently, no talking, go around and try to figure out the words and what they most likely mean. Okay, so after I gave students like 10, maybe 12 minutes, maybe, because some of the words like deceitful, like there were a lot of words that I know I have not talked about before or covered with them, so I really wanted them to have the time to think and work appropriately. So I gave them time, then we came back to the floor. Now, some of my kids were like, Miss Welch, I've never even heard that word before. So I took the time to go to each word, say the word, tell the students what it means, and then have them tell me, okay, so if I have the word comical, are there any keywords that we know in the word comical? Okay, like comic. The kids made the connection with a comic book, or like a stand-up comedy, you know, it's funny. So then they started to put it all together. We went through all of them. I didn't make students erase them if they got them wrong. I just simply had them put in the corner like an S for if it was to go under smart, or if it was to go under tricky, put a T, just so to eliminate time and to keep them going with the flow. Then I had them just close up their notebook, and I had them, well, their notebooks are in there, I had them just place in their notebook for later. That went really well. The kids really enjoyed it. It gave them time to get up and move, and I think that's critical in a classroom, especially third graders. They're 8 and 9 years old. They need to move. So sitting on the ground for a mini lesson and going off and reading and then going to small group, it's a lot. So anytime you can offer your students to get up and just that time to explore and do things independently, they enjoy it and they take it very seriously.
moments later.
Okay, so now I'm going to show you how we do elapsed time, how I teach it, how I have my kids think through the problems. So I just went ahead and I wrote an example up here. So it says, Miss Welch, this is very accurate as well. Miss Welch went to Target at 4:15 p.m. She finally got back home at 6:05 p.m. So normally I would stop right there, and I recently actually learned to cover the question anyways. So we'll just act like the question is not there, but the question is, how long was she gone? So act like we don't know that. I'll ask my kids, well, what do we know about the problem? What do we know for sure? Well, we know that she went there at 4:15, and we know that she got back home at 6:05. Okay, so now that we know that, what do you think we can do? What do we need to find? Well, how long was she there? How long she was there? So I would have my kids say, okay, so we have a start time and we have an end time. Our start time is when she went there, which was at 4:15. And her end time was at 6:05. So we have to determine how long was she at Target? How much time passed? So the first step, my kids always know, number one, is to draw a number line. It's probably not perfect, but it's okay. So I'm going to start with my start time. Okay, next, they need to get to a friendly number. So friendly numbers are numbers that end in 0. So, such as 0, 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Okay, so looking at 15, it's most definitely closest to, especially with rounding, would be to the 20. So 15 is how many minutes away from the 20? 5. So we add a plus 5 minutes, which would get us to, we're only working with minutes, it would get us to 4:20. But we're trying to get to 6:05. So I know that with the 20, I have a friendly number now. Now I know I can easily get to the next hour. So I always have my kids hold up 6 fingers and they're by 10s to represent the 60 minutes. 20 of the minutes have already passed, so we put down our 2 fingers to represent 20, and we have 4 fingers left, which is 10, 20, 30, 40. So I know that if I do a 40-minute jump, that gets me to 4:60, and 60 represents another hour. So the hour that comes after 4 would be 5 o'clock. Now, I normally tell my kids they can only jump hours when they're at the 0, 0. So we're at the 0, 0, we're trying to get to 6:05, so I can definitely jump my 1 hour. Okay? That would get me to 6 o'clock, but I got to get to 6:05. So now I'm going to do my plus 5-minute jump, which would get me to 6:05. Is that my end time? Yes. So we circle it. Now I always just play with my kids and I'm like, I'm done, right? No, Miss Welch, you have to find out how much time passed. So now we need to take these numbers and we need to add them up. Okay? So I'm just going to erase this for the time being. Then I'm going to bring my numbers down here. So 5, 10, 1 hour, and 5 minutes. Oh, that's not 10, that's 40. Okay? So I know for sure that 5 and 5 is 10 minutes. Okay? Now I know that 40 and 10 is 50 minutes. So she was gone for an hour and 50 minutes. So that's what it looks like, and that's what I personally expect for my kids to do when it comes to telling how much time has passed in the middle. However, students are also required to tell how much time, or if I know my start time and the time in between, what time did we end, or if I know my end time, my middle time, what time did we start. So throughout this week, hopefully I can work and show you guys. I don't want to do it all in one sitting, but that is how we determine elapsed time, or how much time has passed, knowing our start and our end time based off of a word problem. And this honestly just takes a lot of practice, and it's something that some of my kids are still struggling with, but it's kind of like one of those things, like when the light bulb goes off, it makes a lot of sense for them. So I just patiently wait for that light bulb to go off. But we practice at least 1 to 2 a day, just for that extra practice for them. And it pays off. So hopefully that helps. I was just in the middle of eating a little snack. Actually, I was eating a chocolate cake again. And then I realized that I had papers that need to be graded. And then I began to feel lazy. So I got up and I grabbed them. And now I am about to grade them. service announcement. All teachers, I know Flair pens are the things. Like, everybody loves a Flair pen. You girl, me, I love a Flair pen. But I may have found something that topped them. It's true. They are the Frixon, which are by Pilot. The Frixon ball, the clicker erasable, the 07. I don't know. I'm honestly just naming stuff off of the pen. Let me tell you what. Like, erasable pencils are cool. I mean, duh. But like erasable pens, that's where it's at. I bought these. I think I have them in like, I don't. It's probably loud. Sorry. I also color coordinate everything inside of my like planner. But y'all, I love them. I love them. So I have my purple ones somewhere, but these are amazing. Amazing. Love them. Okay, just watch. Are you ready? Alright, so I just wrote this. Say I meant to put hello and not hi. You ready? Let me see if I can do it and show you at the same time. Okay, no I can't. I'm totally missing it. Y'all. Oh my gosh, look. What? I love it. Love it. Not to mention, I was like, you know what, Lex? Do your thing. Get you these pens. So I did. Then I was like, I'm gonna keep looking. I found the highlighters. The erasable highlighters. Okay? So, use these all the time. So say I'm like, oh, I just want to highlight this heart. Oh, I messed up. But it's not a good idea to put it on top of the erasable pen because it actually just erases the entire thing. But, see, I put the highlighter over it. Y'all, I'm done. I can't. Those pens over everything, y'all. I'm obsessed. I got them from Target. They weren't that expensive, I don't think. But like the highlighters are pastel color. I mean, come on. Then the pens. The only thing is that the pens did not come in black. And I love a black pen. And I love a purple pen, and I have my purple pen somewhere. I don't know where it's at. No clue. Oh yeah, here's the purple highlighter as well. Y'all. And then I also got the Papermates Inkjoy, the gel, and like the, where you can put the top on. Because I have the clickers, but for some reason I really like the tops. I don't know why. And I always get 0.7 because it's not thick, but it's not like super thin. They work good. So I love those. But I just needed to share it because literally I write everything with these pens. All of my papers for all of my kids. How I group my kids based off of colors. It's where it's at. You need to go get some. Most definitely. Monday. Oh shoot. It is so not Monday. It is Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. It's gross to get outside, so that's good. But it's not raining, so maybe we will be able to go outside for recess. I don't know. Yesterday wasn't bad, like being able to stay in. So that's good. But okay, it is finally lunchtime. It is 12:12. I've got to put in a few things in the computer. I've got to call my dentist. I got sick last week. Wasn't able to make my dentist appointment. I need to eat lunch. trying to think. I want to share a lot with you guys. I can't stay after school, so I need to try to fit it in before I leave because I have class. Because we did so many fun things today, y'all, and it was so fun. Like, I've had a great day so far. So now it's just time to eat my soup, take some time for myself, relax, and then I will catch back up with you guys once I get all of this situated and I have time. All right, friends, so I found some time and I really wanted to show you guys a few different things. One, so it didn't leave my mind, and two, because I was excited. So one of the first things I mentioned earlier was about the activity that I did before Christmas break. And it was about the wants and the needs, and I used it to introduce and to review the book Those Shoes, because I knew we would be using it in the units that we were coming to when we got back from Christmas break. So what I did was I had these students, after we read the book, I had them think about things that they considered a want and things that they considered a need as a child. And we talked about the needs and wants of Jeremy, which is one of the main characters in Those Shoes. So I came up with this little situation. They always put their name, date, and number, and then they had to come up with wants and they had to come up with needs. And it was so funny to hear the thoughts of 8, 9, and 10-year-olds and things that they want versus things that they need. It's quite hysterical. But I also had the kids, because in the book Those Shoes, Jeremy, the main character, he really wants a pair of those shoes. It's like white Converses with like black stripes or some sort of a shoe. And so my students had to create their own type of those shoes. So I gave them all like little Converse outlines, and they had to decorate it based off of the shoes that they want. And I will include a picture of those right here. And just to show you guys what it looked like. It was really cute, and they had a really fun time with it. But I thought I would just give a few examples of things that they thought that they want versus things that they needed. All right, so one of my students, her wants was a pet unicorn, a makeup kit, an art kit, accessories, costumes. She wants fruit, and then chapter books. And things that she needs were a coat, boots, tennis shoes, leggings, long sleeve shirts, a winter hat, and some more hair ties. Love it. All right, let's see. All right, this child wants a pit bull. He wants a PS4. He wants a camera, and some of his needs are food, water, a home, clothing, bed. This child needs oxygen. It's cute. This child wants new markers, wants some gummy bears. It's cute to see what they consider a need versus a want. This child, I love this. He wants an Xbox, German Shepherd, a rocking chair, a book bag, a computer, a PlayStation, and a new hat. But his needs were a jacket, new books, more food, a new house, new clothes, a new inhaler, and more water. So it was interesting. So this was a really fun activity, and it went very well with the book. And it gave us that opportunity just to kind of have that conversation and just a fun little thing to do with it. And those are things that my kids really enjoy, and it keeps them engaged. So the next thing that we did today, we talked about the differences between traits versus emotions, and how when your character has emotions, it's usually an emotion based off of something that just occurred, and how just because you're mad one minute doesn't mean you're going to be mad the next minute. And we discussed that. I have an anchor chart up there with different examples and questions they can ask themselves to determine, is it a trait or is it an emotion? And so students were then given, I would say, it was this piece of paper, okay? Before they drew their character trait, or before they drew themselves, they had to come up with a list of traits that describe themselves. So I kind of put it to them this way. If you were to write a book about yourself, or if you were to write a book and you were the main character, what would be some traits that the reader reading it would maybe think about you? Like, what are some traits? But don't just write down random traits. Like, these need to be traits that you can prove to me. And of course, I always have an example. That's one thing. Have an example. Always have an example, because they're going to ask you. And even as a student myself, I want to see examples. So I totally get it. So I had one done for them. Then we went over new character traits. They used their resources and came up with a list of character traits. They were then required to add on to that understanding of their character traits. They had to choose 2 of their favorite and they had to prove it to me in 2 paragraphs. So what I did is I put my example on the board and I had students ensure that they were using paragraph form to show the different paragraphs of their 2 traits. And it was so fun. They had a great time. It says, one character trait that best describes me is creative. I know this because I will imagine something and then I will do it or I will build it. Another character trait that best describes me is respectful. For example, I listen to my teacher and I don't talk back. So I just wanted them to be able to not only tell me their trait, but be able to prove it to me. And they had a fun time with that. So once they finished that, they then got to color their piece. And I'm putting them all outside. And so I have all of my students writing pieces, but I'm waiting for them to finish their picture, and then I'm gonna put it together. So that was incredibly fun. Okay, it is the end of the day. First off, I was walking out of the school and then it's just the bottom fell out. It was pouring. Whatever. But I told myself I was gonna do good and just have the rest of my lunch, my soup, to eat for dinner, because I have class. Then as the day progressed, Taco Bell started to sound more and more pleasing. As normal, I normally get Taco Bell once a week when I go to class. So I'm gonna go again. I think I deserve it. That's what I'm gonna go with. So I'm about to go get Taco Bell. I'm about to go into class, and then I try to get to class a little early so I can eat and be kind of done by the time my professor starts to talk and by the time class starts. So that's what I'm gonna go and do. And who knows how long class will be. Hopefully it won't be that incredibly long, because last week we were literally there until 8:15. No bueno, not fun at all. So hopefully we get out a lot earlier today. And then I plan on going home, getting started on my schoolwork, or at least getting a head jump for my piece that's due next Tuesday. And then hopefully edit some of this video and have it up in time, since I know that it now takes 20+ hours to upload a video to YouTube. I can get my stuff together a little bit earlier. So yeah, but I will catch back up with you guys either tonight or in the morning. Good morning, friends. Happy Wednesday. It is again so foggy out. I hope it clears up by 10, because that's my recess time and me and my sweet friends need that time to go outside. I ended up getting out of class last night around 8:30. I've never been in class that long, but in my defense, I did stay a little bit after because I wanted to ask a few questions about some article critiques that I have in relation to my transitional goal and just all of that kind of fun stuff. So I was a lot later than some of the other people in class, but I got what I was looking for and we're good to go. So now I'm headed to work. Hopefully it's gonna be a really good day. Hi friends, it's lunchtime. I have quite a bit to do, and my original plan was to show you guys a lot during my planning, but I don't think it's gonna happen. And it's just what it is. I need to get a lot of stuff done, and I can't move on without things being done. So, but hopefully I'll stay after a little bit and show you guys a few things that I think would be helpful for you, or maybe for, I don't know, maybe it'll help you. It's my goal. But anyways, so just a few little key things that I've found helpful for me personally when planning, trying to figure out what's going on. And as a teacher, we run all the time, not literally, but we're on the go all the time. And so my goal, on top of reaching things that I set my mind to, was I went to Target at the very beginning of the year when I bought my new calendar, and I bought this little notebook. Okay, I take this everywhere I go. That and normally I get like the expensive, like, sorry, not a good angle, sorry. I get the really nice planners normally, but this year I just went with something really basic that I could throw into my purse because my Erin Condren was so big, and regardless of the purse size, it made it so much heavier, and it was not the vibe. Like, I was, sorry if I'm like moving this around like crazy, but it was just not what I was particularly going for. So I got this little thing, and it's super small, but I do love that it breaks it apart into the months at the beginning, and then when you open up, it goes by days, and it has enough room for me to write. But I literally keep this in here. I used to write to-do lists in here, like under the day, but that got to be way too much for me personally. So I bought this little thing from Target, and I literally write every single thing, every thought, every idea from meetings. I label everything, I color coordinate things, and so it's just really helped me. So I already have a list going on of things that I need to do today, and I cannot leave work until they get done. I cannot leave. So this is what I'm gonna do. Anytime during the day, if I'm like, oh my gosh, Lex, like, you need to get this done, I get a pen and I write it down, because the moment I forget about it, it's gone. Like, I'm not gonna remember it. That's just something about me personally. I can't remember anything, truly. So I write everything down. So my goal is to get this stuff done, and I'm about to eat my lunch. And then I'm gonna go ahead and write on all of my papers that I need to go and make copies of. I like to put sticky notes on them, so then when I get to the printer, I'm not like trying to figure out, okay, how many copies of this, front and back, what do I do? I already have it written down, so it's just easier for me to copy and get back. I don't know, takes less time, allows me to become more productive. I don't know, those are just some key things that help me. So just having this little handy dandy thing, it helps me. It's all in one space, it's small, it can fit in my bag, my purse, and my book bag. It goes to my specialist class with me, it goes to faculty meetings, it goes to everything, professional learning, doesn't matter. So I recommend it. If you're like me and you always have a to-do list and you always have things on your mind, but you forget and you just need to go write it down that moment, like, this is the thing. Like, it stays on my desk and it leaves with me every day. So that's my little tip for right now. But I'm gonna eat lunch, do my stuff. I will catch back up with you guys at the end of the day. Alright, so I'm about to do some schoolwork, and I wasn't gonna video, but I just figured, why not just bring you along with me, and I can show you some things through or on the way. What I'm about to do is my kids, I use reading A to Z for some of my level text for my students when I pull small group. So I printed some of these off. I need to assemble them, I need to staple, I need to put things in my bins. Just a lot, so enjoy. Chime in here just for a second and show you, if you print an A to Z book off of reading A to Z, if you print a level text, you can print either single-sided or double-sided, and I normally print single-sided, and I was going to show you how to assemble them because it can be very difficult. It literally took me forever to figure it out. So my cover page, I always take it and I always just fold that just like this, and I put it to the side. Then my remaining pieces for that text, let me see. All right, which is this set right here. I take it and I fold it as even as possible, like this. Okay, so then what you do is you take this, I literally just folded it, here's that cover, you take the first piece off, okay, and you literally, I don't know why I keep saying that, but you take it and you place it just down, straight like that. Then you take the front cover, don't go from the inside, just take the front piece, pull the other pieces out, and oh, it's not even, that bothers me. Okay, and then just put it right on top. And you continue doing that, like this, until you get to the end. Okay, so then I just take it, I fasten the edges one more time, I take back out my cover page, and then I take this and I flip it. Then you just stick that right there. You put the cover on. You take a stapler. I just staple. You can do, I don't know why this stapler is just not the best, but you just, I do just the 3. And there you go. And so when the kids open it, it starts with their cover page, and it goes from there, and it goes straight in numerical order. One reason I most definitely like to use Reading A to Z is because on top of the leveled text that they provide for you, they also give you kind of like a lesson plan, and it gives you things that you can talk about with your students, ask your students before, during, and after the text. It even comes with worksheets that the students can complete during or after reading with you, or independently, whatever you have them do with the book. So that's really nice, because I know when I was first starting teaching, that was one thing I really struggled with. Like, I knew I was supposed to pull groups, but what do I pull them based off of? And in the county I live, we used like a running record, like an inventory, and that's how we base students on their reading levels. And I use that data, and I use data based off of things that they're doing in class to see what I need to pull them for. And some of my readers, they're below grade level. So with that, I need to get them above grade level. So with these, I find level texts that are on their levels, and we work through those texts, and I find that it helps greatly with fluency, working all together, and then completing the activities that are standards-based and that are not proven to help, but that assist in moving them forward. It helps a lot, and it kind of gives me a little sanity when planning these groups and knowing I have something to use and I know it's effective. All right, friends, I am on the way home. I tried my best to leave like at 4 today because I was gonna stay and do some of my schoolwork, like reading and things like that. But I said, you know what? I need to go home because it's so not worth it staying after all the time. I used to think when I was first starting, which I still kind of am, but towards the beginning, like my first and second year, I always thought I needed to stay late just to get stuff caught up with and making sure everything was ready. It's not worth it. Some days I do, some days I don't, but I definitely don't drown myself with it like I used to. Because believe it or not, I used to come early in the mornings, I would leave late in the afternoons, and it was draining. It drained everything in me. And now it'll be there tomorrow. So I literally just do what I can and then I move on. So I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna make sure I have dinner ready, or get it ready, at least. Spend some time with my pups, because last night again I had a late class, I got home and I feel like I didn't pay them much attention. So I wanna go hang out with them, I wanna get food ready, I want to finish my reading at least so I can go ahead and get some ideas for my article that I need to write by next Tuesday. And then probably I'll just hang out, maybe fold some clothes, get my clothes out for tomorrow, because that is one thing I have to do, is lay out my clothes for the next day. I cannot go to bed unless my clothes are laid out. Yeah, it's a struggle, but it helps me feel better in the mornings. But anything I didn't get to show any of you today, I will be sure to show it to you by Friday. I need to edit some of this video too, especially considering it takes me so long. I'm getting better, but it takes quite a while. But anyways, I guess I will catch back up with you guys tomorrow morning. friends. So, good morning. It is Wednesday. No, I'm losing my mind. It is Thursday, January 16th. I just got to school. The students are about to be released to come down, so I'm trying to make sure I have all of my stuff together, and I will catch back up with you guys shortly. It's the end of the day. I made it. I'm a little drained. No, I'm pretty drained, for sure. Our faculty meeting got canceled, so that's helpful. It's a positive. I need to go and get Turner some food from the vet's office. I need to go home and I want to get some work done. Overall, academically, the day went pretty good. Other than a few minor hiccups here and there, but hey, can't stop those. I don't know. I really don't have much for today, y'all. It's just, being a teacher can be draining. It really can. And sometimes it just takes everything out of you. But I just try to remember my purpose and why I chose to do this. Because sometimes it's hard to really think, like, why did I do this to myself? But it's worth it. It's so worth it. And not every day is going to be great. I think that goes for any job that you're in, not just teaching. But at least tomorrow's Friday and we're off on Monday. So I'm gonna clean up my desk a little bit because it looks a hot mess. I went ahead and wrote in my notebook some things I need to get done when I get home, because other than trying to get my critique done tonight, there's no questions. It's got to get done tonight because I need to write my grant thought and ideas as well, but I want to get my critique done first. It's due next Tuesday. It's Thursday, but I still want to just, it's one less thing I can get off of my plate. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to eat dinner, spend some time with my husband and my dogs, and sometimes I feel like I put that to the back burner. I know that sounds bad, but I just become so focused on my school, like not just my schoolwork, but my job. And I don't want to say I forget about my home life, but I feel like it doesn't get enough of my attention. So I really want to spend some time with my pups, Tilly and Turner, and I want to spend some time with Spencer. So I'm about to get out of here. I'm going to clean this hot mess of a desk off, and yeah. But I know a lot of people always see this. This is like my little wall, and it's just a lot of pictures that I have of over the years that have just, you know, make me smile and make me, if I'm having a bad day, I just look at this wall and it just reminds me that I'm blessed. So, y'all, happy Friday. Hallelujah. It is Friday. Now, I'm headed to Starbucks, so it's a little earlier than it normally is, so it's kind of dark in my car, so I apologize. But it is Friday, January 17th. I needed some pick-me-up this morning, so I got up a little extra, made no sense. I got up a little earlier than normal, and I'm going to Starbucks. Our Starbucks, you have to actually go into Kroger to get, and so such a hassle. Not really, but I'm just lazy. So I'm gonna go get my Starbucks. Hopefully that they have, obviously I can't talk this morning, but hopefully they have my bagel, because I want to get a bagel really bad because I'm a little hungry. But let me just give you a rundown of my day just to express why this is just going to be such a fabulous Friday. Okay, so I have a meeting this morning at 8, and apart from my meeting at 8, my guidance counselor comes in around like 10:15, and so I literally have a little bit of reading. I go to recess, I come in from recess, my guidance counselor comes in to teach my kids a lesson, then I have a little bit of math. So when my guidance counselor comes in, that takes up my social studies time. Then I have a little bit of math, and then I go to my hour lunch that I won towards the beginning of the year. So I have my lunch, then I come back from lunch and I have specials. And then we come back from specials, I have a little bit of math maintenance, and then I go to computer lab. So this day's great. I already cannot wait. I hope it's a good day. I was supposed to have a meeting during my specials time, but another teacher took it. So I'm free. And hopefully maybe I can get some filming done. I don't know. So I'm about to go into Starbucks, and I will catch back up with you guys in a minute.
3 hours later.
Okay, so I am finally back in my car. I ended up getting a double chocolate chip frappuccino. It's super easy, it's literally on the menu, so. But I love it, it's so good. And all I truly wanted was a bagel. I love their everything bagels, and that was all I wanted. But because our Starbucks is in the Kroger, they said that they didn't carry bagels. So I got a ham and cheese croissant. Whatever. I don't know. So that'll work. But I made some friends in there. I can talk to anybody, honestly. So it's always nice to meet fellow teachers because they get things that I say. So that was nice. But now I'm headed to school, trying to get all my stuff together because I do have a meeting at 8. So I'm about to enjoy my drink and get to work. All right, I am back from lunch. And now I really needed to get an anchor chart done for next week. We are going to start learning about theme. So I put up 2 examples of different anchor charts that I like, and I printed off something that I'm going to use. So now I'm about to get started. Show you what the final product looks like. All right, so this is what it looks like. It kind of looks like a lot, but I tried to separate it into different colors and different things to help show the differences. Okay, so the first thing I'm probably going to talk about is ask any of my students if they know what theme is, and most likely they're going to say no, and that's okay. But the theme is the story or the message that the author wants you to learn. So I saw something on Pinterest where it had this Invisible Boy book, and then it gave 2 different examples of what some people would consider to be a theme. And to help students understand that this is not the theme, it's specific to the book. And themes are things that are not specific to the book. So instead of Brian or being excluded makes Brian sad, the theme would be that excluding people hurts their feelings. And then I listed different common themes. We're going to talk about those. We're going to see if any of them have ever experienced any of those themes or have read about any of those themes before. And then I just said, remember, the theme of the story is not specifically stated. You must infer. And I gave 2 questions for my students to ask themselves to help determine themes whenever they are working with it. So I will introduce that. We're off on Monday, so I'll introduce it Tuesday. And this is what it looks like. Okay, so it is not even the end of the day yet, and I'm trying to get as much done as I can, but today I have felt very productive. So what I'm about to do to get ready again for Monday, or Tuesday I guess in this case, is we use vocabulary, and we use the Jen Bingle vocabulary weeks, and I'm on week 17. And so I always print half copies because they put them in their vocabulary notebooks. But I go ahead and I like set one out and I make them into stacks so I can just give the child the stack instead of having to give each child one at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because this afternoon I want to just be done. I want to have to, or I don't want to have anything to do. So that's my one tip for today. If I haven't given you any tips, this is my one tip. Get as much done as you can Friday before you leave. I always look forward to Fridays because I can just leave, but I always try to stay a little bit just to finish and then I'm done. So, enjoy. For communication at my school, we use Class Dojo, but something I've personally always used are agendas. Now, I know not every school is afforded the opportunity to have or to purchase agendas, but we do, and my kids write their reading homework in there every night, like how many minutes they read, how many pages, and the title and author. The parents must sign it. But I have a lot of parents talk to me through their agendas, so what I'm about to do now is I'm about to go through agendas and do my daily signature on it and put those back up, so at the end of the day the person that has that job, they don't have to remind me about signing it, they can just go ahead and pass it out. everybody that worked. It's Friday. The kids are all gone. I'm putting some stuff on students' desks that they will need for Tuesday morning when we come back from Martin Luther King Day on Monday. So just trying to get this out of the way. And I think Tuesday or Wednesday is our 100th day of school. So this weekend I'm really gonna plan on some of the things that we're going to maybe do that's fun. The past years, I haven't really done anything exciting. So I wanna plan something fun for the kids. But I'm going to pass these out and I'll catch back up with you in just a minute. Okay, now I'm about to leave, but I hope that this vlog was much more informing, maybe helpful, I hope it included some good stuff. I don't know. We will see where things keep going, but thank you for watching. Be sure to tune back. I haven't really decided what days of the week I'm going to post videos, if I'm going to keep posting vlogs every week. I don't know. So I guess we'll see how everything plans out. But anyways, like, comment, see you later.